Hello, world. Those that have ears, let them hear. You know, family, sometimes I sit and I think about who we would be if there were no books, if there were no thoughts of another human being written on paper, if there were no shared experiences. The only thing that we would be left with, family, is our own personal experiences and the mind that the Creator gave us. And we would have to somehow develop that mind uh, as we do through our experiences. But anyway, I thought about that thing, man, and this is the thing that no one can give us, family, because you can't give somebody something they already have. And that is our original state, family. You can't give me what I've already had from birth. My birthright is the same as anybody else's birthright. But the reason it's not so is because of mankind. The things that mankind has done, pursuing greed, and creating a system that is unjust, unrighteous, unfair. And that's basically what it boils down to. So what happens in life, man, you come into this world in your original form, your most happiest, original state, man. And there's always a moment in life that seems to send everyone on this path to get back to what they originally were, right? Which was a loving, just very curious and happy-go-lucky individual, you know? When you're a child, man, you really have no real worries. You're just trying to navigate something that is new to you, a lot different than where you came from. You know, in consciousness, family, when you hear of people that even have near-death experiences, there is a handful of people in this world that their heart stopped beating and consciousness left their body, or you know, their spirit left their body, and then they were able to see things from a outside external perspective. And then when they come back into the body after they're resuscitated and given, and their body comes back to life, they see things very differently, and they're very misunderstood, and they feel more deeply, they think more passionately, they're more authentic. And when you don't realize that that's what we all are, it's hard for you to comprehend and have a conversation with this person, because they just feel more deeply. They're a very feeling person. They're very in tune with how things should work. The imperfection comes from, family, the flesh. The flesh having a desire, it creates a distraction from your true loving self. Think about it. It creates this. It's like a needy thing. The flesh, that is. You have to feed it. You have to shelter it. You have to keep it at a certain temperature, or else it risks the chances of dying. If it gets too cold, it dies. If it gets too hot, it dies. And so you're constantly having to deal with this distraction. It gets disease. You know, it becomes afflicted. Even mentally speaking, there is this war between the mind of the flesh and the mind of the spirit that just don't go together, and you're constantly combating this thing, right? So it's almost like two against one. The spirit is whole, family. The body is broken because it has this physical thing, and then it has a mental thing as well, right? The physical speaks to the carnal mind, and the spirit is a mind in and of itself. Think about that thing, man. And it's constantly trying to figure things out and come together in reason. And sometimes it just falls short. Sometimes your flesh side gets the better of you, and then you can know that it's wrong, and you try to increase it, and you're constantly trying to get back to your most original state, which was when you came into this world and you had something that had not yet been stripped from you through a life experience or a situation that you may have been thrown into, or just even in this world, family, being born in the wrong place puts you at a deficit immediately upon your worldly, earthly experience. When you're birthed into this world, if you come into an unhealthy situation, think about how much of a blessing it is to come into a situation that is ideal, right? That's healthy. But family, that's what it is, man. No one can give you what you already have. You already have it. You are the exact same as every other person. The only difference between you and someone else is someone may put more time in to discovering what they came from than the next person. Let me say that again. Some people just simply put more time in discovering what they came from than others do. And that's the distinction between two people. That one that has peace, that no longer tries to understand this earthly experience. They're just basically just learning where they came from, the connection to the place from which they came, and trying to let that light, that energy, that blossom in this earth realm, in order that it might, empower someone else to do the same. Because they see that you've overcome whatever that first tragedy or life experience that you had that has totally altered your original, beautiful way and free way of thinking, where you weren't attached to anything. This was your most free state. This was your most free state before you were subjected to all of these religions and these faiths, people's opinions, societal norms, what looks like success, from a worldly perspective. But when you really understand, you don't need anything in this world but a relationship with the Creator, the very essence, the very source of what gave you your being, what put you in this state, in this unconscious state that we currently call life. And so, family, we're constantly just warring with that. But you always go back to that original experience, whether it was like some of the things I mentioned earlier. Maybe you didn't have a mother or a father that did their or shared or was responsible with you. There's always something. It could have been a relationship that was very trying to your flesh. Because, family, at the end of the day, you got to understand what religion is. And I shared this just yesterday. Religion is a thing that gives us natural human beings in our finite state. To be in the flesh is finite, family, right? To be in the spirit is eternal, right? Infinite. So what religion does, family, it gives you the ability it gives us the ability for our finite minds to accept, right? Not having the ability to deal with the uncontrollable and the unknown, right? We have no recollection of where we came from, but we do know this: we came from something better than this place, right? And what we try to do is we try to say there is a purpose. And if you live in your purpose is what gives you the energy, right? It gives you the happiness. When you find your purpose, it energizes you, right? It energizes you. Everybody on this earth has a specific purpose, right? And it just is what it is, family. And the thing is, someone falls on, on the spectrum. There's someone on every single pinpoint on the spectrum, on every point along the spectrum, all the way through. Some people are more feeling, some are unfeeling. Some people are more empathetic, some people are sympathetic, some people are less empathetic. It's all part of the plan, family. It's all part of the experience, right? We don't know why people do what they do. We really don't. But when you get back to your original state, family, to the place that where you were least connected to this earth realm, that's when you'll be operating closer to your true essence. as close as you can get to it while in the physical, because you can only go so far in the physical, family. I don't care how much praying, how much meditating you do. We all will leave here one day. We all will leave here one day, whether it's by accident, through an accident, through disease, sickness, just in your sleep, whatever it is. However you're gonna leave here, the bottom line is, family, no one can escape that. I don't care how much you pray and meditate, right? I don't care how many times you conquer a situation in your life, because a lot of us do, and family, that comes from the God that is within. It comes from you thinking right thoughts, and then eventually, in some instances, you move out of that sickness or that disease. You move out of, by the grace of the Creator, right? You move out of it, and you heal yourself from within, and it sometimes manifests on the outside. So the healing and the freedom that you think on and that you experience from within, family, eventually it can come to manifest itself externally, right? So, but at the end of the day, family, no one escapes earthly death. No one escapes earthly death. And that's why people that have these near-death experiences, family, they're a whole new being. They have a new appreciation for life and the beauty of it, and the love, and they have a high level of empathy, and they just see things from a whole different perspective, man. And it becomes, in fact, some of them, it's more of a struggle, because it's almost like they don't want to exist in this realm anymore after seeing the beauty of that from which they originally came. Family, it's a very deep thing, man, and the more you think on it, the more you begin to understand. No one can give you, no one, no man, no woman, no creature that is the same, just like you, can give you something you've always already had. Because the logic, common sense thing, even without a book, we all came from a creator. We all came into existence from a creator, and we're made in that image, because our DNA it all comes from that one source that we call life, the very thing that gave us earthly life, right? So no one can give that to you, family. Only thing that we can do, possibly, like I said earlier, is you can try to speak that thing in a way to where someone can understand. You have to get back to the very thing that you once used to be upon birth. Your free, non-subjected mind that was free and clear, right? It had no discrepancies, no biases, no programming of any sorts, of any such, of any kind, right? Where you were just free to love. You were your most authentic self as a being, as a baby being, as a child. You were a free thinker. You had a way of just what's the word? Being in one with the earth, so to speak. You played in the mud, you played in the dirt, you ran through water. All these things came natural, right? The essence of life, the life source, right? The trees, the grass, the air, the water. All these things seem to have intrigued you when you were a child. Because why, family? That is what our bodies are made of, right? You've heard it before. We're all made of earth. We're dust. We're made of this. We're connected to it because we are it. Our body has every mineral, nutrient, whatever it is, molecule, neutron, proton, the molecules that make up the atoms that make up matter. When atoms come together, it creates something that is seen. It's a big ball of energy that is all working together to keep itself to present itself as what we call matter in solid form. But yet it's broken up into millions and millions of pieces. But the only way that the natural eye, right, our natural eyes can see it is when it comes together and it creates what looks to be one solid thing. But family, no one can give you or give you something that you always and will forever be until death do you part. Family, Hebrews 12 and 14. Make every effort to live in peace with everyone and to be holy, to be righteous, family. Because without righteousness, no one will see the original you, the you that you were before you went through any subjectivity, any life experience, any mishap, any unrighteous moment in your life, right? That's who the world needs to see. Get back to being your original self, family. Family, stay blessed. I love you all, man. And I'm out.